What's up, guys? Hope you're having a good day. Today I'm going to break down the trade that made me $4.70. Grew my trading account, my personal trading account through Webull by a little over 3% today, so not too bad. Not much to complain about. One thing I want to show you, go right back to that strategy as I've been using that you guys know of. I love waiting for that first 15 minutes. Then I draw like a support and resistance at the highs and the lows. So today we had a high of the first 15 minutes at 388.17 on QQQ, and we had a low at 385.95. We actually did hit 52-week highs today. We hit 391.40 something. So we did hit new highs for this year. So that's pretty cool. And I want to show you guys real quick how I avoided getting caught in this little ass fake out real quick. So we had this nice break, and we had a nice little rally right here, right? So from 9:48 all the way till 9:53, about 6-7 minutes. We did have a little bit of a pullback, and even though it did held, I really was being real careful, mainly because one, we were getting closer and closer to that 52-week high, and all last week, even before the the CPI and the PPI. We really, like, if you look at like the longer time frames real quick, let me see if I can show you guys real quick. On the longer time frames, this is on the 1 hour time frame, guys. Like, all right here, this is the CPI, and this is all during pre-market. And then look, for 4 days, just almost moved sideways. So I was being I've been like this past week, especially like after last week, I've been real careful about going long, mainly just because on QQQ we are getting close to that 52-week high, so I got to be careful about that. But back here, real quick, I want to show you guys how I avoided this shit. So I started looking at some of these green candles, and I was like, even though we got some green candles, I was like, I'm starting to see a lot of sellers kicking in. I'm starting to see a lot of sellers pushing that price down. Look right here. Price pushed up to 388.41, closed right at 388.32. Then look at this one right here. Hit a new high on the day at 388.53, but got all the way down, rejected, and closed at 388.36. And then we had this really nice strong bearish candle. And then, as you can see, look what happened every single time it tried to make a higher high, rejected, higher high, rejected, higher high, rejected. Red candle, pull back down, bounced off a little bit, and look what happened when it tried to push out again. Pushed up to 388.64, rejected. Then look what ended up happening. Ended up breaking below, treating the EMA as a support for about 6 minutes, and then had a nice little sell-off all the way down to 387.10. Now, where I did my trade, now I did rely on the strategy, but the strategy, most importantly, helped me not get caught in this little shit show right here. Because as you guys remember last week, the moment we broke above, I would go long, and it would just get rejected, and I would end up taking a massive loss. And so, and for anyone wondering, why did I draw this little rectangle right here? Well, the reason why, and I actually saw this off of Umar, he's really big into options. He talked about how if we break above, but we see we see sellers starting to push it down a little bit, and we have a nice wick, take a rectangle and just like cover that wick. And now it has to break above that. So like, let's say, we break above this resistance, but let's say we have a nice wick that goes up to like right here. I know, I'm so sorry I'm doing this. Like, this is a horrible demonstration, but like this finger, this is going to be like, this is my new resistance now, not just this. So it has to break above this for me to be okay with going along, which will then tell me that there's a continuation on the upside for the bulls. But look what happened. I mean, this is like almost like picture perfect setup. I honestly am a little mad that I didn't do any puts. But as you can see right here, guys, rejected the moment it touched it. Rejected, pull back down. Rejected, all rejected right here, even rejected right here, and then look what ended up happening. Went from hitting highs at 388.65 to 387.10. So that was a nice pullback. So if anybody got on that, hats off to you. But I'm going to show you the trade I took. So this thing will want to move from me. Right here, I was honestly, when we were pulling back, I really wanted to see if we were going to break below this moving average. Now, even if it broke below the moving average, that wasn't even down all the way down to like where the open range resistance is at. I mean, support is at. Sorry. So when we bounced off right here, I was like, okay, you know what? I want to see if we're going to either test the EMA or if we're going to go lower lows and eventually bounce off the moving average like we have this past week or break below. Once I saw that we got rejected, I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should be prepared to go short if we do break below that open range support. But then look what happened. Hit a lower high, which let me know that there's no continuation on the downside. And then once we had this nice little rally and we had this break above the EMA, now remember, guys, I don't like going off of EMAs, but I do like using a little bit of technical analysis with common sense. If we're not hitting lower lows and we're not hitting like, lower highs, then there is no true continuation on the downside. And there was no, after I saw this, there was, but in general, there should never have been any part of me that would have been like, oh, it's still going low, guys. It's still hitting like it's gonna hit lower lows. Let's go short, guys. Like I should have, like that would have been the stupidest, most ignorant thing to do on my hand, but I didn't, and I'm thankful for that. Now, have I made that mistake in the past? Yes, way too many damn times. So, like I said before, I want you guys to see from my past mistakes and from my mistakes that I make now, so that way you guys don't make them, especially for you beginner traders. But yeah, once I saw that we weren't making any more lower lows, and we had, and another thing too, this red candle right here, that nice wick, I did see that as like buys starting to come in, and so I was like, okay. So when we did get the break above the EMA and we got an open above, I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm going to go on a call for QQQ, which I did. But that was weird. I've never seen that line before. But I did tell myself, I said, be prepared to get out the moment it touches this 388 range. Simply because in the early hours from 9:30 to like 9:55, we, as you can see, guys, back here, this is why I did not go long up here, because I started to see a lot of sellers starting to kick in and just start pushing the price down. Anytime QQQ would try to hit a higher high, push right back down, and you guys can see it all in this shadow right here, from what 9:52 to 10:15. So, around 15 minutes, we saw it. So that's why I personally didn't go long, and I avoided getting caught in that fake out breakout that I got caught in multiple times last week. So I'm just learning from my mistakes. This is one of the most important things about journaling your trades, guys. Journal your fucking trades and learn from your mistakes, and review those journals on the weekends. That's helped me tremendously too. And studying supply and demand videos, breakouts and breakdowns, how to avoid getting caught in breakdowns and breakouts. Find someone you really like listening to. I will say that, like, if you find someone who you truly enjoy listening to, it makes studying so much easier. And I feel like if you enjoy watching the person and they actually are able to get your like attention and your curiosity, that's even better, because then it's like you're having fun learning. And a lot of people don't really have fun learning. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys how the reason why when I did go long right here and I went in on calls on QQQ at 387.70, why I was prepared to get out at 388.17, just because I was like, you know what? I was like, we could see a rejection. So I won't lie. Before we even got to it, I got out. That's why I didn't make that much today. That's why I only made $4.70 and grew my account by 3%. So Currently up $107.50 as of now. If you guys got any questions, comment below. Any recommendations for future videos, comment below. Like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.